She became one of the most recognizable faces on television without ever starring in a movie trailer or headlining a sitcom. Week after week, Lily from AT&T appeared cheerful, funny, and perfectly put together. Yet viewers kept sensing there was more behind that smile. For years, questions followed her everywhere, about her fame, her disappearance at times, and what she was really holding back. Now, Milana Vaintrub is finally addressing what so many people suspected all along. And the truth is far more surprising than a commercial character ever suggested. Milana Vaintrub, known as the AT&T girl, grew up in this country. At first glance, Milana Vaintrub might seem like someone who's always had it easy, confident, funny, and effortlessly charming on screen. But her story didn't begin in the United States. She was born in the Soviet Union in what is now Uzbekistan, and came to America as a refugee when she was still a toddler, after her family endured a difficult and uncertain journey. Vaintrub has spoken openly about that experience and how deeply grateful she is for the sacrifices her parents made. In an interview with Elite Daily, she shared that once they arrived, her parents worked tirelessly to give her a stable life and a solid education. She's often credited her mother in particular, once posting a childhood photo on Instagram with a heartfelt caption thanking her for carrying her chubby cheeks all the way to America. So while many people recognize her as the familiar face from AT&T commercials, Milana Vaintrub's life story reaches far beyond selling cell phone plans. Milana Vaintrub began acting when she was a young child. Most people recognize Milana Vaintrub from her pitch-perfect performances in AT&T commercials, but those ads are only a small part of her acting story. Long before she became a familiar face on TV screens across America, Vaintrub had already been acting for years, and that ease she shows on camera comes from a lifetime of experience. Acting didn't suddenly click for her. It grew with her. Unlike many child actors of the early 90s, she didn't land a long-running role on a hit sitcom like Full House, nor did she become instantly famous as a kid. Still, her early work is impressive, especially considering she was adjusting to life in a new country at the time. Vaintrub has said she began acting as a toddler, recalling in an Esquire interview that she appeared in her first commercial at just 5 years old. Her resume backs that up. According to IMDb, her first credited acting role came in 1995, when she was only 8 years old, and it wasn't a small one. She appeared in 3 episodes of the acclaimed medical drama ER, playing a character named Tatiana. It was an early sign of the talent and range she'd continue to develop over the years. In other words, Milana Vaintrub didn't just grow into her success, she earned it, one role at a time. The AT&T girl appeared in this beloved soap opera. Milana Vaintrub may not have been a household name early on, but she's been quietly putting in the work for most of her life. Long before audiences knew her for comedy, she was already building a resume in serious, dramatic television roles, a contrast to her naturally comedic personality off-screen. Not long after her acting career officially began with a role on ER, another opportunity landed in her lap without her even auditioning. In 1996, Vaintrub appeared in 3 episodes of Days of Our Lives, playing a young version of Kristen Blake in flashback scenes. Looking back, she admitted she barely remembers the experience. In an interview with Esquire, she explained that producers simply called her after seeing her work on ER and offered her the part. Before she was the AT&T girl, Milana Vaintrub played a silly part in this popular Disney show. If you think Milana Vaintrub was stuck in serious, dramatic roles as a kid, her early comedy work tells a different story. She began exploring comedy at a young age, and between 2001 and 2002, she appeared in 3 episodes of Lizzie McGuire. While the show holds a special place for many who grew up watching the Disney Channel, Milana has joked that her roles were far from glamorous. In one memorable appearance, she was credited as Cute Burper. And yes, that was the actual character name. In an interview with Esquire, Vaintrub explained that the episode was filmed in a hidden camera style, where her character was caught on camera eating and burping at school. That was the entire gag. She even joked that she didn't need to burp for real, though she had practiced just in case. "I'm a professional disgusting person," she laughed. It wasn't a starring role, but it showed something important early on. Milana was already comfortable poking fun at herself, a skill that would later become central to her comedic charm. A TNT girl, Milana Vaintrub, has pretty much always been funny. Milana Vaintrub is a natural fit as Lily Adams in the AT&T commercials, but that role only hints at where she truly excels. Despite years of experience across different types of acting, comedy is the genre where she shines the brightest. While the AT&T ads give her moments to be playful, they barely scratch the surface of her comedic ability. That instinct has been with her since childhood. In an interview with Esquire, Vaintrub explained that her pull toward comedy came early. She knew she was silly, gravitated toward funny people, and felt drawn to humor long before she ever thought of it as a career. She didn't even realize she was funny at the time. It just came naturally. In many ways, comedy isn't something Milana learned. It's something she's always had. This is why Milana Vaintrub of AT&T fame took a break from acting. Even though Milana Vaintrub found early success as a child actor, her path wasn't a smooth, non-stop climb. After her appearances on Lizzie McGuire, her work slowed down significantly, limited mostly to short projects here and there. To many, it looked like she vanished from Hollywood, and in a way, she did. Vaintrub later explained to Esquire that she intentionally stepped away from acting during middle and high school. At the time, she felt it was smarter to focus on something more practical. Acting, she thought, didn't feel realistic enough to build a future around. That break lasted a few years. She enrolled at UC San Diego, where she initially felt disconnected from the school itself. But everything changed once she discovered the theater program. Being back on stage reignited something in her, pulling her right back into acting. As she put it, she got sucked back in. Filming the AT&T commercials was interesting for Milana Vaintrub. Milana Vaintrub first stepped into the role of Lily Adams, the AT&T spokesperson, back in 2013. And if you've ever wondered how she feels about doing commercials, the answer is pretty simple. Overall, it's been a good experience. That said, she's also been refreshingly honest about what the job is actually like behind the scenes. In an interview with Pop Sugar, Vaintrub explained that filming the AT&T ads was fast, streamlined, and very different from working on an indie film. The scripts were short, often just a single page, and the setups were straightforward. The camera rarely moved much, which meant they could shoot multiple versions of 30-second spots in a single day. It might not sound glamorous, but that efficiency is part of why the character worked so well. Milana Vaintrub from the AT&T commercials is passionate about helping others. Just as Milana Vaintrub's career goes far beyond playing the AT&T girl, so do the causes she cares about. Beneath the humor and on-screen charm is someone deeply committed to helping others. Having come to the United States as a refugee herself, it's no surprise that the global refugee crisis hits close to home for her. Once she fully understood the scale of what was happening, she felt compelled to act. While visiting Greece, Vaintrub saw the situation firsthand and chose to get involved in any way she could. In an interview with Elite Daily, she explained that doing nothing simply wasn't an option. Whether it meant offering comfort, helping with basic care, or simply being present, she believed those small acts still mattered. In 2017, AT&T girl Milana Vaintrub landed this unique role. Riding the momentum of her now instantly recognizable role in the AT&T commercials, Milana Vaintrub began landing more opportunities across film and television. Thankfully, playing Lily didn't box her into a single type of role. Instead, it opened doors, including the chance to collaborate on more creative, unconventional projects. In 2017, Vaintrub appeared in That Moment When, an interactive series produced by the streaming platform Echo. She later shared that the experience was especially enjoyable because of its loose, playful format. While the show was built around strong scripts, there was plenty of room to improvise, something Vaintrub genuinely loves. In interviews, she explained that the writers encouraged spontaneity and surrounded her with fellow improvisers, which allowed scenes to evolve naturally beyond the page. The result was work that felt fun, flexible, and creatively fulfilling, proof that her career after AT&T wasn't just busy, but meaningful too. AT&T girl Milana Vaintrub starred in this beloved series. Just because Milana Vaintrub hasn't headlined her own blockbuster or long-running series doesn't mean she hasn't built an impressive, successful career. While many people still recognize her primarily as the AT&T girl, her resume tells a much bigger story, one filled with meaningful roles that pushed her far beyond commercials. Between 2016 and 2017, Vaintrub appeared in 8 episodes of NBC's hit drama This Is Us. She played Sloane Sandberg, a sharp, witty playwright who became a love interest for Kevin Pearson. Even with a very different look, viewers quickly recognized her, and her performance stood out in a show known for its emotional depth and strong acting. Milana Vaintrub of AT&T fame nailed voice acting with this role. By now, it's clear that Milana Vaintrub refuses to be boxed into a single type of role. She can shift effortlessly from a cheerful AT&T employee to a layered romantic lead, and even into the world of animated superheroes. In 2018 and 2019, Vaintrub voiced Squirrel Girl in the miniseries Marvel Rising, Initiation, as well as the TV movies Marvel Rising, Secret Warriors, and Marvel Rising, Chasing Ghosts. Comic book fans quickly embraced her performance, and Vaintrub herself wasn't surprised by the fit. Speaking at WonderCon in 2019, she admitted that she instantly connected with the character, saying Squirrel Girl talks like I talk, and felt naturally aligned with her personality. AT&T girl Milana Vaintrub stands up to online bullies. Milana Vaintrub is undeniably beautiful, but she's made it clear that she refuses to be reduced to her looks alone. After a wave of online comments about her body surface during her time in the AT&T commercials, she chose to speak out openly about how deeply those remarks affected her mental health. According to Deadline, Vaintrub addressed the issue directly during an Instagram Live session, explaining that even comments framed as compliments were painful. All of these comments, "It hurts my feelings," she said. She described how unsettling it was to receive messages from strangers who had altered her photos just to gain attention online. For her, it wasn't flattering. It was invasive and exhausting. Rather than staying silent, Vaintrub stood up for herself and set firm boundaries. Milana Vaintrub has not only starred in AT&T commercials, but she's also directed them. Although most people recognize Milana Vaintrub as an actress, her work goes far beyond being in front of the camera. According to her IMDb credits, she's also a writer, producer, and director. In fact, she has even directed some of the AT&T commercials in which she appears as Lily Adams, a clear sign that she's deeply involved in shaping her own work. Vaintrub has also been refreshingly open about that creative control. In a candid post on Twitter, she addressed questions about why her full body isn't shown in the ads. "I've been getting a lot of, 'Why are they placing her body like that in those ads?'" she wrote. "Well, I direct the ads. I place myself like that." She went on to explain that the choice was a response to the overwhelming number of unwanted comments she'd received about her body, adding, "You've lost the privilege of looking at it until I feel safe again." It was a bold, honest statement, and a powerful reminder that Vaintrub isn't just the face of a campaign, but a creator who sets her own boundaries and stands firmly behind them. Milana Vaintrub is selling boudoir photographs for charity. In early 2025, Milana Vaintrub chose to use her growing fame to help people who desperately needed it, and she wasn't afraid to be bold about how she did it. To raise money for victims of the Los Angeles wildfires, she began selling risque boudoir-style photos through Only Philanthropy, a platform where creators can post adult-themed content and donate the proceeds to charity. The results were massive. Her first campaign reportedly raised $170,000 in just 4 days, helping fund a single mother's GoFundMe after the January 2025 fires. A second fundraiser brought in around $350,000 in a week, supporting My Tribe Rise, a local activist group working in Altadena to help residents rebuild and get back on their feet. And she didn't stop there. In December 2025, Vaintrub said she wanted to keep the momentum going, encouraging other creators and celebrities to join in and use their platforms for good. She's even shared glimpses of her latest campaign through her Instagram, keeping the focus on relief, recovery, and real impact. So behind the cheerful smile and familiar AT&T logo, Milana Vaintrub's story turns out to be far deeper, braver, and more complicated than most people ever imagined. From her early struggles and creative drive to finally speaking her truth and using her platform for real impact, she's clearly more than just Lily from AT&T. Now we want to hear from you. What part of Milana Vaintrub's story surprised you the most, and did it change how you see her? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories like this.